Thank you so much for tuning in to my Nintendo Switch Hidden Gems video. So I am going to be covering 7 action-packed Nintendo Switch Hidden Gems that I truly believe are worth buying and playing right now in 2025. And the first game that I want to talk about is Gunbrella. This is a part of the Doinksoft collection if you want the physical copy. It comes with 3 games on the cartridge for $34.99. That is a great deal, maybe even a steal in my opinion. So Gunbrella is a 2D action adventure that has combat that's kind of like a run and gun shoot 'em up, but it's not too hectic like Contra or anything like that. It's something that can be more casual because it has different difficulty settings, and it's also really story focused, and you get to make decisions in this game that alter the things that happen in the story, and you can even get different endings. I had a lot of fun playing this game. It kind of has those pixelated style graphics, and in this game you're not exactly a detective, but it kind of has that style where you feel like you're kind of a detective in a way. And I gotta say, I beat this game in like 6 or 7 hours, something like that. And I just have to say that I enjoyed my time playing this game. I beat it at the end of 2024 while I was playing Shin Megami Tensei 5 Vengeance, just to play something else other than just a hardcore RPG. Because I kind of got to switch things up sometimes and play what I'm in the mood for. But I highly recommend Gunbrella if you like 2D action platformers. Definitely give this game a chance. The Gunbrella mechanic is a lot of fun too, being able to just kind of glide through the air with it and also use it as your weapon to shoot enemies. You get to use your regular bullets, you can upgrade your bullets, you can shoot grenades out. This game is a blast. The next Nintendo Switch hidden gem that I have to talk about is Shadow of the Ninja Reborn. I was excited for this game, and I have to say that it did live up to the hype. The 2D action combat platforming in this game is phenomenal. Now, this is a game that you kind of have to learn through trial and error. I feel like the more you kind of get through the level and lose at certain points, the more you'll kind of learn what you have to do, how you can navigate the level better with the platforming, and also defeat enemies. This is a hardcore 2D action platformer because it is a remake of an NES game. But in this remake, the graphics are really nice, and it looks more like a modern SNES game, which is a great thing. I love the art style in this game, and I also do love the punishing difficulty that is still fair, because as long as you learn the level, learn where the enemies are, how you need to go about doing things, what weapons you need to use, you can definitely beat this game fairly, but it is very challenging at the same time. This is one of those games where I just have to kind of be in the mood to really be able to fully play through and beat it, kind of like Pocky and Rocky Reshrined. That was a game that I played at first and put down, didn't touch for a while, but once I finally got into it and it clicked, I had a blast. And it's the same thing with this game, which is also made by the same developers as Pocky and Rocky Reshrined. If you're a fan of old school, hardcore 2D action platformers, you need to play Shadow of the Ninja Reborn. For the third hidden gem that I want to talk about on this list is Double Dragon Neon, which is a really solid beat 'em up on the Nintendo Switch that I don't even know if a lot of people know is on the Nintendo Switch. This game was originally on the Xbox 360, maybe the PS3, I think, as digital only, but we do have a limited run physical release on the Nintendo Switch. Now, this isn't my favorite beat 'em up, but I do have to say that it plays solid. The gameplay is kind of a little more slow and methodical compared to other beat 'em ups, and it's also a bit more challenging than other beat 'em ups. The enemies in this game are kind of like sponges. It takes a lot of hits to take them out. I mean, not the standard enemies, but the bosses is what I meant to say. It takes a lot of hits to take out the bosses in the battles in this game, but it's still a solid beat 'em up, has a solid graphical art style, good gameplay. It's not a trash beat 'em up by any means, but it's also not the best. But the physical copy is cool, has the inside artwork here, and it also does come with a pretty thick manual, which really more than anything is an art book. Shows you different artwork of the characters in this game. And yeah, if you're into beat 'em ups and you already have a lot of the bigger, better ones, I would say this is definitely worth picking up. because I think you can still probably find this for affordable prices. I don't know because it's limited run. You'd have to look that up for yourself. I haven't looked into that part lately. The fourth game that I want to talk about on this list today is Signalis. Now, Signalis is a kind of old school Resident Evil survival horror style game, and I have to be 100% honest. I have not beaten this game because I'm not the most experienced at this genre, but I have to say I can definitely see the quality in this game. The mood, the setting, the atmosphere is definitely very eerie, survival horror-esque, and the gameplay is really good. It's definitely action-oriented. You do melee attacks. You also have, firepower as well, but you definitely also want to use your stealth in this game and conserve your ammo and your resources because you may have to backtrack to get certain items, to unlock different doors and solve different puzzles. It is a really quality title that I really do want to revisit and fully beat one day, but I just have to get in the mood for it because I'm not the best at this type of game, and I find myself missing out on items and having to backtrack quite a bit, and I'm having to use more ammo and weapons than I want to. So, yeah, this is a really quality game, and any survival horror fans of those old school type of games should definitely check this out. Another thing that I just want to say is that I love the art style in this game. The fifth game on this list is Wild Guns Reloaded, and this is a remake of a Super Nintendo game. It is a gallery shooter, but it is a really quality game. I definitely played this game a little bit, but haven't beat this one yet either because I just haven't got the willpower to try to power through this one. These type of old school Super Nintendo games, it's like you kind of got to get in the mood for them because you're definitely going to lose a lot before you really get your pace and flow in this game to be able to beat it. But I love the old school type of graphics. The gameplay is fun. It's, a gallery shooter, so it definitely feels highly action orientated. And I don't think a lot of people really know about this game. And since it is such a niche game, actually, a gallery shooter, which we really don't get much of at all these days, it's still pretty cheap to get. So if you're interested in it, you can pick this game up, I think, between like 15 and 30 bucks. You can definitely get this game at great prices, so I highly recommend it for physical collectors. So I did a top 10 Nintendo Switch video games list on this channel before, and I was really thinking about putting Pocky and Rocky Reshrined on that list because I had such a blast playing through this game. This game is definitely a bullet hell, top-down 2D, shoot 'em up, shmup, whatever you want to call it. But this game is so much fun. It was the first shmup that I ever played, and when I first played it, I tried and I tried and tried, put it down for a while. Then I picked it back up again, and when I really got a rhythm going with this game, it was an absolute blast. This is the type of game that really gets your adrenaline going because every time you're playing, it's just such high stakes. You feel like you might lose at any moment. This game is really difficult, but it's also a lot of fun, and it's also a fair challenge. You do get checkpoints, which makes it easier as well. I love those modern quality of life improvements with the old school difficulty. Just makes it go so well because nobody wants to start a game from the beginning like in the old days, but having that difficulty there with checkpoints is a great feature, and the art style in this game is great. The story is solid, but the main attraction is the gameplay is absolutely phenomenal. If you've never played a shoot 'em up or shmup, I highly recommend starting with Pocky and Rocky Reshrined like I did. Give this game a chance. Don't be afraid, and you may just fall in love with a new type of game. And coming in at the lucky number 7 spot is Warhammer 40,000 Shoota's Blood and Teeth. And honestly, I only played this game a little bit just to check it out, but I wanted to ask out there if there's anyone who has played this game, what do you think about it? From what I did see, it looks like a really quality, kind of more like a Contra style 2D run and gun, shoot 'em up, high action, looks very challenging. And that's why I haven't played it yet, because I got to be in the mood for those type of games. I am up for an old school challenge, but not all the time. But the graphics look solid, 2D graphics. You can play as different characters. You can play up to 4-player co-op. I believe it has online as well. And this is a game that I truly don't think a lot of people know about, so I definitely wanted to put it on this list for that reason. And this is one that I might just end up checking out a bit more sooner than later. But anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoy the content, please drop a like on it. And if you're new here, please consider subscribing to the channel. I really appreciate you. And until the next time, I will catch you later.